This for P1, I've got a feeling that X-Rock might be able to grab this last few seconds of time unless those kills do start to come through from Godlike. They're definitely trying for it, and just looking for the last couple of kills here inside. Oh, but it is going to be X-Rock that should be touching it towards New.
Yeah, having a look towards those final few kills that came through towards the end of P1. A lot of them going over towards those P3 spawns. A slight one's come in here through Neutrino. Now he's going to be looking to try and get some control of this as early as he possibly can for the side of Godlike. As P2 is ongoing, X-Rock picking up time. It's all about the battle for spawns, which Godlike right now are winning.
Yeah, sure. Godlike in control of those spawns, but they can't really afford to give this time away towards X-Rock. So they're going to hit this over and over again. Flanking play coming through from Prevail here. What can they deliver while the rest of the team make their way through the front of this hardpoint? Prevail is actually going to pick on one gunfight here. Turns the attention of X-Rock towards that backline. Is it good enough for Godlike to get in through the front? No, will find 3. So the answer is no.
There's 4. There's 5. Just does it all on his own. The equalizer's been popped quite early here from No. Happy to lock down some time here. I think they know they didn't have the spawns. They might have them now. It's a bit of a split for both these two teams. You can see there's one player coming in around the flank with P3 popping in 10. It's going to be there for X-Rock. He's playing so patiently. It's going to be about these gunfights. But inside of the point, it's going to go the way of Godlike. They'll pick up the scrap time. But there is an enemy behind lines right now in terms of where the spawns are for Godlike. They think they've got it clean. X-Rock have got somebody behind them.
Yep, Sueno needs to win this gunfight, and he does. He takes Neutrino down. That's going to up the urgency for Learn, who has already activated the Sparrow inside this hard point. He's already finding kills, spamming the Sparrow for a couple of kills. Is that good enough to get Godlike in?
Flipped it. They managed to get the way through, so Godlike are going to have to come through the front door. Something they were working on pretty much from the word go over towards P2. War Machine's out on either side of things, and they are pretty much having the battle down ice. It's actually going to be on the side of Rua. They'll manage to get a hold of that and still control here for X-Rock. It shows even though, like, you know, we're thinking about P2, you're thinking about it early doors when you want to get that P3 rotation. They did it with one player towards the back. You've got to give a lot of a shout out to Sunuo. Managing to find that kill, picks up that time, and he's a big reason as why X-Rock are picking up so much time here at P3.
Yeah, we've always had that conversation, right, about kind of the investment here on P3, right? X-Rock went into this with 5 operators ready to go. They've used 4 of the 5 available. Mars, the only one who has not utilized their operator, and it's delivered a basically full 60 hold off the back of that kill. So X-Rock, comfortable lead here, going in towards the next hard point. Godlike, though, they are the ones in control. Q&M now with the Purifier. What damage can they do? Already 1 kill. More kills being made from the rest of the team. Now having to go to the R9, almost gets that gunfight. So keeping the hopes and dreams of a Godlike hold alive, but B's now picking up that gunfight, removing 2-1M from the point. That's the investment in the core to make sure they get hold.
That's a bit of a tight setup, though. They're very, very close. Big kills going to be found towards the backside, and plenty more following up with it for Godlike here. Investing quite a bit, but after that decent time from X-Rock in the previous hill, Godlike have to answer back in some sort of way. And they're trying to find a way through. Gravity Vortex gun, nail everything else working in his favor. They managed to find a way through. 30 seconds still to play for here. Godlike close spawns, but it was momentarily X-Rock inside the point, and still is as they find the kills towards the front as well.
Yeah, now they flip the spawns out for the back 25 seconds as well. If you're a Godlike, you can't really afford to not hit this time, so you will do so, but I don't think you're even really going to get close. X-Rock are watching every single line of sight at the moment. One player attempting to slip by here. Learn, not going to happen, not when X-Rock are doing X-Rock things here in map number 1. This lead is starting to get a little bit out of hand at the start of this game, Ton.
Yeah, looking over towards their previous matchup at CDSI. It was a 250 to 157 win for X-Rock, and they are pretty much on for that kind of scoreline right now. That P3 rotation was really what was impressive, and the fact that, for me, when you go over towards P4, you limit the side of Godlike to so little in comparison to what they could have had a hold of. It felt like the spawns were with them the majority of the time, but X-Rock through the front door is what seems to be working out right now. Having a look over towards the kills for both these two teams, it is No leading, and of course already bringing in the equalizers over towards P1. They know there is good time up for off here.
Yeah, X-Rock now going to invest here as well. War Machine and equalizers into the play. We saw No was capable of these earlier on. How many more kills can he get? Couple easy pickings for No. There it is. X-Rock getting all the kills around the hard point, but there are players inside to be aware of. Trunks one of them. They will get taken out of the equation. The B's still trying to be annoyance here as well. No on the hunt for that gunfight, and they will get it. X-Rock, I mean, you're comfortable with not necessarily getting this time. You are making Godlike feel so frustrated at the moment. You're being so annoying.
You're being competitive over towards P1, and you've got those spawn sides that you really want to keep a hold of over the next 2 minutes. Everything coming up X-Rock right now, but Godlike have managed to find a way through for the final few seconds. It is a minute amount of scrap time, but still getting themselves back onto the board is important. As far as operators go, 2 on either side of things to be used to try and get some good time here at P2. I think if you Godlike, last time around you lost the spawn, you didn't get a great amount of time. You need to make sure you do 1 of 2 here as we head in towards P2.
Godlike just need a full 60. They need something. They need Neutrino to get some kills here with the War Machine. They need the kills, and they're going to find a Neutrino for 3. Surely not number 4 Neutrino. Clearing house here on P3 or P2, and Godlike Esports now in control of this hard point, but they have to flip these spawns sooner rather than later, and you can start to see them getting favorable positions to do that.
But you could say that all those kills come through for Neutrino, but what if they actually managed to get a hold of? Well, they've actually now managed to flip the spawns. They pushed through with the pressure that they had and now are missing. Trunks hits his 20th of the game. Godlike getting some good time here. Over towards P2. P3 spawns are looking good as well.
This is the path back into this game. You are currently 60 points down. You get this scrap time, you go over towards New, and you get that full 60. Hold your operators for it as well. You've currently got 3 ready to go, but there's one player being a little nuisance in the middle of the map. Sunuo is trying to be sneaky like, how much damage can he do?
Same guy as last time. He managed to find a breakthrough, managed to get those spawns for the side of X-Rock. Oh, Godlike going to fold under this pressure once more. Oh, can they hold on to it? Suono is going to make the move in from behind for the rest of their team, but they're already dead because the Sparrow is out. No can find one, but everybody else dies. Godlike, hold on.
Initial hold is good. There goes one operator from Godlike. They've still got one ready to go. Abee's now just going to pre-fire with the claw around the front. This is going to guarantee at least 10 to 15 seconds of time just by nature of how good this claw actually is. And nobody from X-Rock can get close now. Next is going to be Prevail here with the equalizers. Godlike is doing incredible work at the moment. They wanted to come back in towards this game. Feels like time, that's exactly what they've done.
25 seconds to go on P3. They've controlled it the majority. Can they control it for the full 60? X-Rock are not going to let that happen, surely. They're finding a couple of kills. They're trying to keep that pressure on. They really want to keep Godlike spawning towards this backside, and they are doing that now, but they can't find the kills as Prevail will walk on through. Say, thank you very much, I'll have 2. Is the 3rd on the table? Absolutely it is. He finds it. That's the hold that Godlike needed to get them back into the game. 4 kills from Prevail. X-Rock walk away licking their wounds.
Yeah, they've just had a player spawn out as well, so there's an opportunity here for Godlike to immediately break on towards New. They have the numbers to make this one work. G&M, though, will be taking a bees out on the redirect towards the hard point. Here they go. Godlike facing down Sunuo inside, who's going to invest the claw to ensure early control over this hard point is going to be X-Rocks. This is the right investment for me. They need to make sure they hold on towards these spawns, but Godlike, they're finding kills.
They're keeping hold of the spawns, but things are very chaotic over towards the front side. Trunks will find Twan as well with the Purifier out. So that's going to give you a bit of control over towards Ice. Here comes the pressure now from Godlike.
X-Rock winning all the gunfights though. G&M and No combined for at least 4. X-Rock, they are wiping Godlike off the face of the earth. One player still trying to influence spawns here for a massive back 25 seconds. G&M just keeping an eye on this entrance. There's no way players can get through, so those players in the backline have to go now. The spawns have now been influenced. I don't think X-Rock are quite ready for it, but does it really even matter? Trunks is inside with the Purifier. Can only find one. Godlike off the back of that might be able to get the last 10 seconds of time, but X-Rock, they're being so annoying.
And this could actually be decent time for Godlike because X-Rock looked in complete control there for a certain amount of time. Godlike will just etch that down a little. We are going to be heading into the 3rd rotation. Godlike are closer than they were after the 1st. That big hold over towards P3 is the story of that rotation. X-Rock did a good job over towards P4 though to re-establish a decent gap. But Godlike are well and truly into this game. X-Rock gets to break 200. Godlike trying to do their best in and around P1. We've seen X-Rock just frustrate them last time we were here. Can they do the same again?
Godlike have to be annoying here. They have to pick up all of the gunfights as much as humanly possible. Predator Missile not going to get invested from Roxy, so at the very least you're going to get that out before potential rotation towards New, but the gunfight's going in favor of Godlike here. They sweep X-Rock.
They managed to do it. Pushing in over towards the ice side as well. They're trying to get some sort of control for that P3 flip, but when things start to get chaotic like this, when the game starts to get close, you stop thinking about those kind of moments where you need to be thinking ahead. You start to think about the here and now, and the here and now. Prevail did have the equalizers out, doesn't find a great deal from it. Tran and Co just trying to fight their way over towards P2. It is broken 200 if you are X-Rock, but Godlike, they've caught up, if anything, off that P1, which still has a few seconds to go. X-Rock will find a little bit more value from that point. But it's all about the rotation now coming on through over towards P2. It is a 30-point game.
Massive kill just made by Neutrino as well. Does he get the second? No, he does not there. So big gunfight for Roxy. That's going to get the spawns for X-Rock for the rotation towards P3, but there's still a wealth of time on P2 to fight for. Godlike will invest in for it. Abees with the claw. On the other side, Roxy's got the War Machine ready to go. What can Abees get done here? Pre-firing. Big 1v1, and Roxy's going to win it. So that's going to be the War Machine over the claw. X-Rock now on the assault.
X-Rock in a really good position now for this one, but they lose 3 gunfights. Godlike get themselves into control. We thought if there was a route for Godlike into this game, it was going to be Hardpoint. They are making a game of it here over towards Summit. X-Rock in control, but a lot of investment coming in from both teams. Neutrino will find 3 with 1 bullet of the War Machine, but it's no with the Equalizer, who just about gets a solidity for X-Rock. Godlike need to find a way through. They need to be thinking about spawns. Backs against the wall.
Yeah, split spawns came in there for X-Rock, so that's how they're able to get through. No surprises Godlike. Now it's guiding them more. No, my God. X-Rock now looking for the last 15 seconds of time. Godlike Esports now going to be looking for that rotation. X-Rock can't get it done here.
X-Rock can't get it done here. You are absolutely right, but Godlike got the spawns off the back of those kills that came through. The splits do not work out in X-Rock's favor. And what happened last time that we went to P3, Godlike found a nearly full 60. They're going to need to be as flawless again. X-Rock only 7 points away.
Yeah, but they don't have the same kind of utility this time around, right? They just utilized their one operator they had. That's the Sparrow, and it's gone. So Godlike now have to get it done with the weaponry. Here comes the spawn flip.
Can they manage to try and find the way through? The spawn flip is going to be there. The kills are going to be there for X-Rock as well. Godlike held on so well last time around at P3, but they fold under the pressure. 250 to 201. Godlike made it a game halfway through that, but X-Rock's lead never wilted whatsoever. To get the job done, P3 rotations be damned. It's about #1 win, the #1 seed coming in to COD Champs.
Way into the series for Godlike. I'm not going to say it's closed just yet, but that was one door that has certainly been so. X-Rock in that hard point look just indomitable. Certainly earlier doors, what was it, a 60, 70 point advantage they built off the back of that first set, not only with a solid P3 rotation and hold, but with a crucial break on towards P4. And Godlike, I mean, they might well have woken up in the second set. They looked phenomenally better, but it just was not enough. Moving back towards it, again, you can just see the way that X-Rock play here in the respawns. Hardpoint certainly, I think, something they would have had to work on coming in towards Champs, coming into even towards CDSI. Feels like that's definitely paid off, just looking at the way they play around hardpoints.
I mean, no was just taking over when he needed to, right? I mean, even that P2 moment that we seen towards the end of the game there, for all I'm finding those 3 kills, and they actually did mean that the spawns were flipped after that split that came through. He seemed to be the guy that was finding the moments, but I really want to give it a huge shout out as well to Senua, because 2 times in a row he was there behind them over towards P3. Didn't make it work the second time. The first time he pretty much did it all on his own. X-Rock at a full 60 off the back of that. Those are the players that win you games, not necessarily the flashy ones.
Yeah, you know what's funny about X-Rock is actually we were having a conversation, right, about, you know, what are the players to watch here? You know, for every single team, you know, who do we look out for? We want 1 or 2 players, and it's like, well, X-Rock, you could literally just choose anybody. They're all just that damn good. Obviously, No is kind of the usual suspect per se, but Roxy also had a solid game there. Over 2 minutes inside the hill, by the way. Shout out Nate 45 kills to his name as well. Chuanam also providing a lot of slaying power to the roster with his shotgun. X-Rock, I think, just completely collapsed Godlike in that first game of the series. And Godlike, I mean, look, they just got to hit the regain now. You're 1-0 down. Now you have to go into a search and destroy. You've got to take a search and destroy with X-Rock, and you've already kind of misstepped in the vetoes to get that done. I
mean, in fairness, for Godlike there, they've been outslayed massively and only lost by 50. So it showed that when they were finding value, they were finding a lot of it. But I think, you know, we talked about Bees throughout the tournament so far. Dropped nearly a -20 there. That's the kind of player that you need to be having at least an even game. He's been so good for you all the way through the tournament. And look, we don't necessarily like to lean on kills too much when it does come down to statistics because they don't mean everything. But I think that kind of proves it. The fact that they got outslayed so heavily, only lost by around 50. They were doing good work when they had the opportunities, but if they then find that slaying power, it's a very, very close game. Either way, map #1 will go over towards the side of X-Rock. Now, we were saying before this, though, we feel as if Godlike, if they wanted a chance in this series, Hardpoint was that route. They've now lost the first map. This is a dangerous position for them to be in now.
Yeah, it absolutely is, right? I mean, this is the key thing. You're going into Search and Destroys now, and I think, look, these guys are not unbeatable in Search and Destroy in their own region. They showed that, right? I mean, I know other Chinese teams are the ones to get it done, but still, they are beatable in Search and Destroy. But I think even between that, between CDM and CDSI, they have like a plus 75% win rate on Search and Destroy. And again, I have to refer back to the veto process here. You've chosen to play Fire and Range Search and Destroy. I know know that Godlike probably think that's their best bet because they beat Elevate on it yesterday, and they looked phenomenal on it yesterday. But it also happens to be one of the 2 maps that X-Rock are significantly comfortable on. And, you know, it's one of those conversation points that we always have about the veto process, right? It's like, do you veto for yourselves to make yourselves comfortable, or do you veto against your opponents to make them uncomfortable? And I'll be honest, I think against a squad like X-Rock, who are the best team arguably in the world, you know, arguments around Elevate, whatever, I think it has to be the latter. To be honest, I think you do need to be vetoing against them. I don't think they've done that.
It's hard, isn't it? Because it's like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, right? It's a difficult one to kind of put yourself in that position. But with their backs against the wall and 1-0 down, that position for Godlike is starting to feel a little bit real. Now, which way should we have went? We're about to find out, because firing range is loading up into the search and destroy. We go. It's going to be a difficult one. X-Rock now looking just so solid. That will, of course, be 7 maps in a row here at Commonwealth Champs. They're looking to make it 8 and 9 and advance on to the final day. Godlike still very much in their way, though, here, Brody. And a firing range that doesn't necessarily favor them, but have they got it in them? Absolutely.
Yeah, you were talking about Sunuo in the last game. Watch out for him here on firing range. He's going to be sniping the hell out of Godlike, trying to get those entry kills. Him versus the Bees, I think, is probably going to be the biggest story going in towards this one. Mara on the other side, though, inside American at the moment, just trying to provide some coverage over A, because that looks like the site of attack for Godlike here, or off the start of this game. If Fail can get this 1 kill against Chuan-M, that would be everything, but Fail's not certain about it. Now having to find an escape route.
I like this from Prevail, though. Shows that he didn't like that gunfight, just advances forward. They wouldn't have expected that because he was a little bit weak. He moves forward, finds one, does eventually get taken down, but that was a lot of pressure that would have been pushed over towards the X-Rock side. Now a bit of a switch up here from the side of Godlike. We're going to try and maybe make a move, but look at this pressure that's now just immediately come in from Nono. He's going to be in a hellish position for the rest of the team to maybe do something. Sunoa actually pushed up towards the woods side. So there is somebody very, very close who's going to cause issue, who is potentially going to get caught out himself. But the map is split in a weird way here, Brody. But a lot of pressure from X-Rock.
Yeah, X-Rock with this mid-map control, I think, is the biggest issue right now here for Godlike. Sunuo keeping an eye on the cross. I think he will have just seen a Beast run towards B. He's certainly going to see the rest, and he's certainly going to be able to kill against Learn as well. Makes things all the more awkward now for Godlike. You're not only in a 2 versus 3, but you know that X-Rock have the knowledge of where you're going.
Tough situation. The grenade will be well placed, as will that bullet. Abiz gets taken down. That's 3 in the round now from Sunuo. Nono has followed up as well, but the Tundras are singing right now for X-Rock. Just put themselves in the right position. It's nothing too flashy. But if you're Neutrino, you are going to get an opportunity here. That bomb's going to go down, but I can imagine you're going to get collapsed on pretty quickly. It would take some sort of 1 versus 3 to pull off the round number 1 win.
I thought for a second there he's going to make a wrap around the middle of the map, but no. Neutrino. Now looking for it. Has he just found the perfect timing in behind enemy lines? You need better shots than that, though. He's going to find the first kill against Sunuo. No immediate trade. Neutrino might be able to hit the regen kill with some good timing. Even finds a second kill, but Roxy's going to take them down. 1 versus 3 denied.
Got a little bit scary for X-Rock there for a second. He got some good timing as he pushes around the back of the B side, but I think if he hits those shots a little bit crispier on that first gunfight, he's got an even better opportunity. But either way, X-Rock will find the win. I think they would have liked it to be a little bit cleaner in that 3 versus 1, but you take the scoreline at the top of your screens as the most important factor. Doesn't matter which way you get it. Over towards it. Again, just reads Abiz. He's got their number and Learn's trying to survive. Get away from A. My God. Chuan-M going to run down the middle of the map. He will find one, not the second. Trunks will be able to answer back, but momentarily he's left all on his own in a 1 versus 4. Different look from X-Rock. They get aggressive and they punish Godlike.
If you guys want to look up the dictionary definition of the word sniper rifle, you might find a picture of Sinuan where Trunks now 1 versus 4 has to find the perfect route through the middle of the map here, not only to pick up these kills but to actually grab the bomb as well. Things just so awkward. Might be able to find Nono right in front of him. He gets the timing. There it is. Finds that kill. Does he escape in towards the line of sight of another player? No, he's actually picked the perfect route to get away.
He's done well to get the kill and get out, but his big problem right now, no bomb in the back pocket, no information. But X-Rock haven't got a clue either. Trunks making his way around, just trying to find a little bit of information where he can, but like ships in the night, they have passed each other. And this has become from an impossible situation for Trunks to
Got the bomb.
semi-plausible here, Brody.
Yeah, I feel like if you get this bomb down, which of course I think is the precursor to any kind of 1 versus 4 scenario, you have to be fast about getting a follow-up gunfight. And I think he's been too slow about that decision because he's going to have Mark raining down upon him sooner rather than later. Or maybe not. Trunks still not sure about this one. You don't actually have a lot of time to make a decision. He's trying to check all the different corners in which a player could be located. Has just spotted out Sunuo, but again, the shot's not exactly crispy. And now Sunuo will just get away, play their life. Trunks will try to get this bomb down, but I think there's no chance.
He'll try for it. Even if he does, it will be diffused, and the kill will come through either way. X-Rock very patient there, in fairness to them, because I think there would be so much of the fact that you find all those kills early does, you start just sprinting around together to try and find out. But as soon as they don't have that information on the last player, they take their time. Right decision made to X-Rock. Shock and awe at the beginning of the round is really what won it for them, but good job either way. He's looking for a shot here to try and answer back to what has been some phenomenal Tundra play from the side of X-Rock. Hasn't been able to quite get things going in this series, and he was somebody we did highlight from the side of Godlike, who has been a huge catalyst to everything good they've been doing. Hasn't really got himself going here on Saturday.
X-Rock just looking so much better right now. They're shutting down the key players on Godlike. And Godlike, I mean, they just look so concerned about moving forward, right? They really want some kind of first blood before doing something. And once again, they've lost it. Prevail going down by the hand of, would you guess it, Sunuo. And Godlike now in this effort just continuing to be bullied by Sunuo.
It's such a factor having a sniper player who is doing this to you on firing range. It's so difficult to get away from him. He just seems to know where everybody is. It's a little bit of bad timing there. He may well get pushed by Learn. Actually, it doesn't bloody matter because he's just not missing bullets. Learn will walk into the cursor. And now all of a sudden, Trunks and the Bees left all on their own. It has not been a fun time on firing range so far. Still time for Godlike to try and turn this round around. And maybe it becomes just that little bit more difficult. They are being pegged back and beaten to a pulp. 3-0 now to X-Rock.
Yeah, it's just the mid-map pressure here from Godlike. It's insane, right? You win that first blood, and it's just like X-Rock have no, or Godlike, excuse me, have nowhere to go. X-Rock win that first blood, and the mid-map pressure is just insane. Godlike needs to do something, and it needs to be a different look, I think, here on the offense. Something aggressive, and here we go. Through the middle of the map, they're going to do exactly that, but they're not winning the gunfight. It's 3 consecutive fights in favor of X-Rock here. Now make it 4, as once again, the wallbang comes through from Sunuo. Neutrino 1 versus 5. Have this fun with this one, buddy.
An absolute bloodbath so far here in the Search and Destroy. Always the tough ones to get a cast over because you just don't know where the route back in for Godlike is. Is it potentially with a 1 versus 5? Well, it'd be some way to start the comeback. But even with Neutrino and his ability, his talent, it's just a step too far, surely. The shot's starting to come through. It's another dominant round from X-Rock, 4 to the good.
It's just every single time. I mean, Godlike even did try something different at the start of that round, right? I mean, for the most part, the looks have been mostly the same through the first 3 rounds. They try to go aggressive through number 4, and it's those kind of plays where you do kind of throw a curveball and it doesn't work that really does demoralize you. X-Rock in commanding control of this game. And now Godlike back to playing somewhat scared, but they've got 1 player through towards an advanced position. If Trunks can find a frag, that'll open things up for Godlike.
It's felt like bad starts to the round have happened, but that grenade just comes from the sky and wipes Trunks out. Bees will eventually get the better of Sunuo, but I mean, 4 versus 4, it's just plays like that that are just going to hurt you so much. But there we go, we find another one if we all learn, and we are now into this round. Godlike will get this bomb down, and X-Rock are nowhere near.
Yep. So you'll have to spend some time now looking for the retake here. What path do they take? Prevail, trying to be patient, but it's not going to work. Big read from Nono. And now these guys will be on their way. Did Prevail make the communication that there's not just 1 but 2 players on the way? Does not matter because Neutrino not able to get down sites fast enough. Nono's going to take them out. Now numbers here for X-Rock.
23 seconds. X-Rock trying to make this work. If you are Godlike, you need to try and stay alive. There's one gone. They know exactly where he is. They hunt them all down. You get the first bloods, you get the advantage, you get the bomb down. It just does not matter. X-Rock are dominating Godlike here in the Search and Destroy.
Nice work.
And the thing is, right, fundamentally, Godlike are doing everything right. The way they played that post-plant setup is perfect, right? You know that Xrock have players over towards B still. You know they don't have any presence on A. So put yourself in a position where you can catch them off guard. But it doesn't matter whether you've got Neutrino in the position or Player Prevail there as well. Does not matter whatsoever.
Well, the Snapdragon performance meter, if it went further than that, then it would be right now for the side of Xrock. They're absolutely frying. And Godlike don't really seem to have an answer. It's now just a 5-man hit over towards A, and like, what, 3 of them are already dead. This is just a walk in the park. Abibs is able to answer back with something to make it now a 3 versus 2. Tron M and Rox1 already dropping down, but no. He can smell him. Neutrino, the next one on the chopping block potentially now for No, but a little dip away. Don't know if he'll have that information that he's crossed. Still so much work to do here if you're Godlike.
And it's even more so now as you've lost the Bees. Wow. Even more so as you lose Neutrino. Xrock are flawless on their defense. And again, Godlike, I mean, they're playing well. They are playing well. They're doing everything right. Xrock are simply outgunning them. Sunuo with 10 kills to his name. It's terrifying. Absolutely. If I go anywhere near Sunuo on this map, I'm running away.
The thing is, you can't run away from him when he's got that scope, right? He's just looking down every single angle he needs to, but he has getting taken down now. Lurn gets aggressive in the middle of the map with the Fennec, and that has made the difference. Can Godlike potentially find something now?
Well, they've got numbers around B. Seems to be the site of attack here for Xrock. Roxy is pushed forward towards Wood. Big kill. Trunks would have got that one. That would have made things more difficult. Xrock would have had to go and retrieve the bomb, and push towards B would have been delayed significantly. So now they've made this one a 4 versus 4. I almost feel like that was kind of an unnecessary push from Trunks, to be honest with you. You had map control, you had the life advantage, you didn't really need to make that.
I felt like he was in the position to win the gunfight as well, and didn't. Godlike not able to do much here, and Neutrino's just going to get caught. Tron M just chilling. Now all of a sudden, it is a 3 versus 3. Abibs is able to find No, so a more postured round from Godlike potentially. Beat control is here though for the side of Xrock. One player here to potentially slow this down is going to be Lurn. Has some help on the way. Keeping himself nice and tight in that corner. Watching the cross, 33 seconds remaining. Now Godlike will have to hold tight as Xrock starting to move into position. The shots are going to come up, but there comes the flank. Abibs will find one on the Tron M, and all of a sudden the gunfight's inside the site starting to run on down, but Prevail will find 2, and Godlike will find 1. Managed to get themselves around. Xrock 6 to the good.
Yeah, not without trying, I will say, from Godlike. They definitely kind of made a couple of errors there in that round. That could well have been a 7-0 to Xrock. That's the first time, I will say, in the Search and Destroy, I feel like maybe there were some unforced errors from Godlike. But still, they make it happen. Big plays from Prevail towards the end of that one. Xrock, very different look. Nades, utility galore over the top. It's Sunuo's snipe to take Abibs out of the play. That's the big one.
All of a sudden, that site is wide open. 2 players still over towards the B side. If you're Godlike and you need to get yourself over because that bomb is down, Sunuo finds another one. It's just really been the Tundra show from him. 12 in this game. Will he have many opportunities to find many more kills here? Because at this moment in time, this is looking like an Xrock map. It's going to be a 2 versus 5 needed, make it a 1 versus 5 needed. They've brought out absolutely everything. Trunks will be able to find 1. Heroic plays needed with 20 seconds to go, and you're just running into gunfire at every single given moment. 7-1 to Xrock. Domination in the Search and Destroy. Close map number 1, map number 2 could not have been further from it.
Boy, Xrock on Search and Destroy, eh? I feel like if these teams could, they'd probably veto the game modes. Xrock are just that damn good at it. And I think you guys saw there why. Again, I kind of stressed it throughout the entirety of that Search and Destroy. Godlike were fine. They were doing everything right. They were throwing a ton of different looks at Xrock, variety of different strategies, and all of them were rock solid. It's just you cannot get past the gunfights. You cannot get past Sunuo. You cannot get past Roxy when they're playing like that. Honestly, it's got to be so frustrating. I mean, you're literally going through the playbook throughout the entirety of the Search and Destroy, looking for a way to throw Xrock off,